PACE is an acronym that stands for the Pioneer Academic Center for Community Engagement. The PACE Center got its launch last year in fall 2008. In fact, we were about 2 weeks into the semester before we officially had a center. And the purpose of PACE is to get students out into the community to practice their trade, so to speak, in whatever that trade might be, whether it's engineering or criminal justice or English or art, agriculture, whatever it might be, to practice their trade with a real community situation, with real community people, and real consequences. It's taking that textbook knowledge that is needed as part of a classroom education and taking it out and applying it so they have that experiential feel before they graduate and go out into the real world. And this university, by the way, that was not a big stretch for this university, as we have been known for years and years and years, ever since going back to the time we were a mining school, of being strong in experiential type education with our students. If we can capture some of that while they're still here, while students are still here for those 4 years, so that when they graduate, they're already that much further ahead by having been out there and worked in these situations. We've had in total in the now 3 semesters, last fall and spring and now this fall, so far this fall, we've had about 1,000 students involved in PACE projects between those 3 semesters. And that covers about 93 different projects, something like that, give or take. So there's a lot of projects there to talk about. A couple of them that besides the ones I mentioned, there has been a lot of projects with Badger Camp, for example. We've had a really nice relationship with the Badger Camp folks.
Wisconsin Badger Camp is very lucky to have the relationship we do with UWP-Platteville. We are very lucky to be invited to get in on the pilot program of the Pioneer Academic Center for Community Engagement. Kevin Bernhardt, the director, came to us and said, what are some projects, what are some impact areas the university can have on camp? And it's been everything from funding interns to coming up with emergency plans. We work with a medically sensitive population, and a lot of different things can happen, so having those backup plans is a great thing.
Another project we had at the Badger Camp was with safety. So there was a safety course here on campus, an industrial safety course, and the students went out there, did a safety audit of the grounds and the buildings that were there, and then also did some training of the Badger Camp staff there on safety issues. So that was another one.
We also had they did a contest to redesign the entrance to camp to make it more inviting, and then we had students actually come up to camp and take that plan and make it a reality.
So we've just dipped our toe into the waters of global engagement. You get 2 things for the price of 1 if you do it. Not only does the student have the experience of being overseas in a different culture with different languages and different folks, but also the engagement experience as well. So it's a 2 for the price of 1 in that respect.
My name is Bridget Rathman, and I am a senior here at UW-Platteville, majoring in environmental engineering, reclamation, and Spanish. And I am the vice president of Engineers Without Borders. Engineers Without Borders is an international organization that pairs universities with impoverished villages to help the villages help themselves, and also to give the students an experience to learn and to apply their knowledge. We're trying to get more involved in the community here in Platteville to work on environmentalism and also promoting volunteerism on campus and in the community. We also do a lot of fundraising, which is probably the biggest part of the trips, because without the funding, we can't go there and help them. So there's a lot of funding and planning and paperwork that goes into that. Students are able to work on their technical writing skills, also communication skills, giving presentations, teaching people about what we do. I think it's very important to show what we're doing, and that people from our community are really doing big things, not just here, but around the world. And that people in a town like Platteville can be a part of that and can really help to change the world. Going to Ghana this year was a life-changing experience. And it's not just the trip, it's an entire year of planning, not only the project, but also cultural training, planning to go over there, knowing how to act. And then getting there is just absolutely amazing. Nothing can prepare you for that. The people are absolutely wonderful and thankful, and in our projects we work alongside them. We don't just do something for them, we work with them to help them help themselves.
My name is Jamie Dalsing. I'm a junior and I'm a biology major. I volunteered at the Dickeyville Vet Clinic for 20 hours. My job consisted of walking the animals, feeding them, cleaning their cages, giving them medicine when it was asked. And then on the weekends, I would bring them in for boarding, and then like on Sundays, just charge them to go home. I would take the surgery animals after they were all done up to their owner, explain what was done, explain their care for at home. And then pretty much I would clean for Dr. Sanders, the office, the OR, and take care of the yard for her and everything. I think what helped me the most with doing this project is I got to do all the hands-on stuff without someone like being like, you need to do this, this, and this, and you did it wrong, and having a teacher like correct you. So I got to learn basically just hands-on with the vet, and she taught me all this stuff that when I go into school, I'll already have like somewhat of a background in, as just going in like clueless, I guess. And I also really enjoyed working with like the clients and everything too, because you also understand their perspective as a pet owner versus just being someone who's working on the animal and then just getting rid of them. I really did enjoy the opportunity. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, oh crud, I don't want to do this, it's so much extra work. But I really have enjoyed my time there and getting that special bond with the animals, and it's been a wonderful experience for me, and I actually want to do more volunteer work with animals, so it's definitely changed my perspective.
My name is Patrick Harker. I am a senior here at UWP-Platteville, and I'm majoring in agricultural education and a minor in public relations. And I work at the Multicultural Family Center down in Dubuque, Iowa. I really don't have a whole lot of background with working with different ethnic and diversity in genders. So I worked with a lot of African American and Latino students that ranged all from different ages, from 2 all the way up to 13. At the center, they do a lot of promotion. Their big motto is building unity out of diversity. 2 weeks ago, we started a drama club, and I'm actually really involved in the theater programs here at Platteville. So we're working with students, teaching them how to imagine, to increase their imagination. And the older drama class is also doing and presenting a play at the end of the class. With this experience, working with even the younger kids and the teenage group, me being a high school future educator, I still felt it has helped me learn different cultures, and also it's somewhat interesting to say, but different ethnic backgrounds come with different personalities and different things that they relate to, and also how they interact with students such as myself going in and volunteering. It took a while for them to warm up to me, but after they did, they really, I walk in the door now and they say, "Oh, Patrick, how are you?" And run and even hug me too. So I think it has really helped me grow as a student, to be immersed in that diversity, but also as an educator with being in classrooms, and I can now relate and work with those students better. So.
I had an employer tell me one time that the thing that they liked about the Platteville student is that they were ready to work on day one. They didn't have to spend a lot of time getting that student caught up to speed, so to speak. They were ready to go. And so it's really furthering that idea.